I want to start off today's show by saying this. If you blindly defend the Chicago Bulls franchise, this won't be the video for you. This team is a joke. This organization is a joke. And we're going to be truly diving into how dysfunctional this entire organization is. My name is Patrick Siepman, and welcome into the Bulls Report. Let's start off with this. And the reason I'm showing you guys this is because Derek Queen yesterday, a guy I was pounding the table for the Bulls to draft, just had a 33-point triple-double in his rookie year on just 15-point shots. And if you guys see the guy who was drafted before, Noah Senge, Cedric Coward, looks like one of the best rookies we have seen over the last couple of years. And then Derek Queen, he is a legit star already in the NBA. How has nobody been fired yet? Noah Senge, we can take the injury out of it. I obviously know he's out for the year with a shoulder surgery, and feel bad for him. But how does nobody get fired for that? We're also the Atlanta Hawks, who gave up the 13th overall pick to the New Orleans Pelicans, got an extra first-round pick for next season, unprotected. The New Orleans Pelicans, I think, are 4-21 right now. They are going to have a top 5 pick. So the fact that the Bulls had an opportunity to trade back, get an unprotected first from the Pelicans, and you took Noah Senge. This dude didn't hit rim the entire season. He just airballed 2 shots, also got his shit beat by Derek Queen. How does nobody get fired for it? Because this organization's a joke, and because the man up top, Jerry Reinsdorf, does not care about you guys, because, hey, all you loyal Bulls fans who blindly defend this franchise, y'all still sell at the United Center every game, and that's a credit to you. Bulls have some of the best fans in the league, but somebody should have been fired for it. So we'll dive into truly how bad it's been over the last, about 5 weeks here for the Bulls, but I do expect changes to come eventually, which probably means, good things for us Bulls fans. So once we get update on any of those changes, we'll have a video for you guys ASAP. I am begging for the Bulls to make some changes, and you guys will get more Bulls content from me. So if you guys could, hit that subscribe button today. Help us reach 14,000 subscribers. Just need 173 more of you guys. Hit that subscribe button today. So help us out here and subscribe to our YouTube channel. All right, so the Chicago Bulls, if there's any good news here on today's show, the Bulls are actually out of the play-in tournament. They have a whopping record of 9-14 right now. But, and we'll talk about this a little soon, a little later on today's show, the Milwaukee Bucks are 10-15, but they're free-falling and might trade Giannis. So the Bulls very well could be the 10 seed yet again in the Eastern Conference. But what is so concerning, it feels like it was 2 years ago when the Bulls started off 5-0, or the fact that they started off 6-1. The Bulls, since they started 6-1, are the worst team in the NBA. I'm not talking about them being a bottom feeder of the NBA. They are the worst team in the NBA. They are 3-13 with losses to the Pacers, to the Pelicans. You lost to the Pistons G League team. This team is terrible. And what is so concerning, there's no light at the end of the tunnel. It's not like the Bulls, where if I'm sitting here right now and I'm saying, you know what, guys? We're 3-21. Who cares? It's a loaded draft class. We'll probably get a top 5 pick. No. The Bulls are one of the worst teams in the NBA, and they are probably going to be in the play-in tournament again. So yet again, they'll get the 11th pick again, and then they'll draft a guy like Noah Senge, and it will just go absolutely nowhere. This team is going nowhere. This Bulls organization is going nowhere anytime soon, and changes need to be made, and I think that starts with trading off every player on this roster besides these 3 guys. I will give credit to Josh Giddey, Ayo Dosunmu, Buzelis. You guys are blame-free right now, even though I will say I wish Buzelis would be having more of a sophomore breakout campaign than he's shown so far. But I think Ayo Dosunmu has been awesome. Josh Giddey's been awesome. At least Buzelis, I do see the potential there. But the one guy I can't stand right now, and he's probably the most talented player on the Chicago Bulls team, Coby White. Coby White's the new Zach LaVine. And I'm just going to call it like it is. I know there will be some Coby White defenders in the comment section ripping me a new one. And yes, you guys have every right to your own opinion. But when I'm watching the Chicago Bulls, this guy is a black hole with the basketball. He is a selfish basketball player. He plays zero defense. I could score on Coby White. Producer Dylan could score on Coby White. You could score on Coby White. This guy's a traffic cone out there. Can't keep anybody in front. Who does that remind me of? Zach LaVine. He has got all the tricks of the trade. He's got a deep bag. He can get to a spot. He can get buckets at the park. But in terms of contributing to winning basketball, Coby White is the new Zach LaVine. And what pisses me off the most, this would be the perfect end to the Nikola Vucevic era here in Chicago. Nikola Vucevic pretty much has hit 3 game winners this year. The Bulls are 3 clutch threes away from being 6-17, and that would be awesome. Like, I would love for the Bulls to be 6-17 right now, because with how good this draft class is, I'll be like, you know what? Let's start scouting Cam Boozer. Let's start scouting Darren Peterson. Let's start scouting AJ DeBanza. But no, Vooch had to get super clutch in November, and that would be the perfect end to his era in Chicago. But the worst part is, they're still going to be a playing team. You know, you guys can go back and look at the Eastern Conference standings again. The Bulls will be the 10 seed. Listen, they will jump the Milwaukee Bucks. The Bucks will probably end up trading Giannis before the deadline, and the Bulls will be the 10 seed. Nothing's going to change. Nothing's going to change because of this dude calling all the shots. Honestly, I don't even know if Jerry Reinsdorf has watched a Bulls game this year. I can't stand this dude. He is the worst owner in all of sports. I'm a Cubs fan. I'm not a White Sox fan. But if I'm a White Sox and a Bulls fan, this dude has to drive me absolutely mad. And if you guys want the Bulls, or if you guys want Jerry Reinsdorf to sell the Chicago Bulls, just give me those me's down below. I better see 1,000 me's on today's show. I think that's one thing that, even though we disagree here a lot on the channel, that's one thing we can all agree on. Jerry Reinsdorf, the worst owner in all of sports. Now we'll dive into more about the Chicago Bulls and how dysfunctional they truly are. But before we do so, I got to tell you guys about today's sponsor, and that is Prize Picks. Now, it is the holiday season and the best time of year for sports. Bowl games, basketball matchups, playoff pushes, it is all happening at once. And when you and I are out here making decisions every day, what gifts to buy, what to eat, which game to watch, there is one place where it feels good to be right, and that is Prize Picks. And if you guys download the Prize Picks app today, plug in promo code CONS to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. On Prize Picks, it's super simple to play. All you got to do is pick more or less on at least 2 player stats, and if you guys get your picks right, you could cash in. So get in on the action. Prize Picks is now available in 45 states, including California, Texas, Florida, and Georgia. Prize Picks also offers stacks, meaning you guys can pick up to the same player up to 3 times in the same lineup. So if you guys want to pick more on Steph Curry's points, 3-pointers, and assists, now you can pick all of them in the same lineup only on Prize Picks. So download the Prize Picks app today. Plug in that promo code CONS. Get hooked up with $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. That's code CONS to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. But shout out to Prize Picks for sponsoring today's show. Prize Picks, it's good to be right. You know, I really start seeing the basketball knowledge from Bulls fans be on full display when there are some fans that think Billy Donovan's the problem. If you think Billy Donovan's the problem, you probably don't know what you're watching. The talent level on the Bulls is one of the worst in the league. And if you think Billy Donovan, a guy who's been to an NBA Finals, who has won multiple national championships at Florida, if he is the reason why the Bulls are so bad, you just don't know hoops. You don't know what you're watching out there. That is the worst take I have seen from Bulls fans. And I think Bulls fans are just trying to cope, where it's like, oh, I love Kobe White. I love Dalen Terry. I love Patrick. I love all these guys. Like, they can't be the issue. It's got to be the head coach. It's not. It is the players on this team, and it's the front office. And this starts being a front office issue because they lack so much self-awareness where they can't look themselves in the mirror and say, you know what? I messed up. This team isn't good. We should be really bad. But you know what they do every offseason? They say, we're just going to do nothing. And that's what's so disappointing about being a Bulls fan, because we are such a dysfunctional team, where most dysfunctional teams, they have exciting off seasons. They're firing people. They're making big-time moves. They're trying to get out of purgatory. The Bulls don't. Like, we won't do anything. What was the move the Bulls made this past offseason? They signed Trey Jones and drafted Noah Senge after going 39-43 for the second straight season. Let me say that again. The bold moves the Bulls have made this past offseason after going 39-43 for 2 straight years, they drafted Noah Senge and signed Trey Jones thinking that was going to fix it. It's a joke. And the worst part is, I promise you this. The Bulls will have a good record in March. I'm just throwing out there 10-1. And then fans would get delusional again. People start being, oh, man, we're turning the corner. Oh, Kobe White in March, he's averaging 28 points a game. March basketball doesn't mean anything. It's a glorified preseason style of hoops. And also a lot of the teams, a lot of the smart organizations will be tanking at that time, and that's when the Bulls hit their stride. That's when Billy Donovan, Arturis, Kobe White, that's when they're like, you know what, we're going to rack in our cheddar. We're going to go 10-1 in March. We'll be back in the play-in tournament. And I'll say this message to fans over and over again. You guys are too loyal. You guys are too good of a fan base. Please stop showing up to games. Please stop buying merchandise. Please stop supporting this basketball team because nothing will change. The Bulls still sell out every single game. That's a credit to you guys. You guys are awesome fans, but stop showing up. There should be empty seats at the United Center because that will actually send a message to the front office because Jerry, he can't cash that check now. If fans stop showing up, then he'll eventually make a change. But if you guys keep showing up, nothing will happen. And we deserve better. This is Chicago, everybody. This isn't, New Orleans. This isn't Portland. This is Chicago. This is the heart of the Midwest for the game of basketball. We deserve better. And also, the next year's draft class is too loaded. If the Bulls are back in the play-in tournament, I mean, it's over. Like, there is legitimately 5 franchise players in this draft. And the Bulls have a legit shot right now. If they trade everybody and they embrace this tank and they just say, you know what, let's be bad this year. Let's take a step back to take 2 steps forward. That's what they should do, but they won't because we'll be back in the play-in tournament. We'll lose to the Miami Heat or whoever the hell it's going to be yet again for it feels like a 10th straight year in the play-in tournament. And I appreciate you guys tuning into my weekly vent session about the Chicago Bulls. I love getting this stuff off my chest because I'm a basketball sicko. Basketball is my true love. Even more than the game of football, and I wish I had a real basketball team to root for, but we haven't had a real team since 2015. Like, really let that sink in. We haven't had a true team to root for since 2015, and that's a joke. So I appreciate everybody for watching this entire thing. If you guys made it to the end, hit me with those C-Reds down below. We'll get on out of here. Go Bulls.